Why hello there, appleandapps.com checking out Rymdkapsel. Yes, that is how you pronounce that funky word, and it's a really interesting new game, so let's dive right in. We're going to resume because we're quite a ways in, and as you can see, it's not really clear at first glance what's going on, but it's in essence a real-time strategy game where you're going to manage these different regions, and you got to also defend against space enemies, and your goal is to branch your way out to research these monoliths, which is the glowing objects right here. When you zoom out, you see that there's 4 of them you're going to need to expand to. We started with just these 3 blocks right here in the center, and then we have access to little minions. They're these white blocks. So say right here we have construction, we swipe them over to defense, over to defense, over to defense, and then they're going to go to the blue region, because at the top of the screen you see we have corridor, extractor, reactor, gardens, kitchen, weapons, quarters. All of them are going to work together to build out your space base, and every so often this red bar at the bottom of the screen indicates a wave of attack, which is going to be these like red floating space snakes, but they're more likely red lasers. Either way, they're going to be coming right for you, and here's the indicator that that is about to happen. So we'll show you this aspect, which is a bit like tower defense, and then I told you about the real-time strategy of putting your little white minions into place, and then there's the aspects of base building, and there's even some tetromino type of Tetris-based puzzle elements, which we'll show you next time. So here's an enemy coming in, and they're going to be coming in at different angles. I think we've got 4 right now. So see, our little guys are blasting away at them, like so. They took one of our guys down, but you can replenish them, and like that. So that was wave 9 completed. So now with that in mind, at the bottom of the screen, we're going to swipe into food service, because that will help us get new minions, and the orange is where we get the new minions from, and they're a key component to the game. So as you can see, your little guys are going to go about working, and they're going to drag all the different items into place. We're still focusing on getting up to this research object. So now to build an item, say you grab quarter right here, you drag it onto the screen, and see how it's reminiscent of a Tetris piece? So that's what we're going to be working on right here. So now let's throw these guys back into food service to create new minions, and then once we have those, we can start constructing out this like so. You drag the piece in, and then you tap to form it, and then it's created. And once we have a few new guys at our disposal, we'll be able to show you how construction works. It's the same idea. See how the little guys are dragging these various colored cubes around? So now we have a new idle guy. We can put him to construction, like so. And he's going to go off there constructing. And these food guys are ready to go. So that means we can put everybody on construction. And it's surprising how engrossing this idea becomes, as in the first few waves it's like, oh, I got nothing to do, this red meter's taking forever for the next attack wave, but soon it doesn't feel like nearly enough time to do all that you want to do. It gets a strategy where mainly you're balancing resources above all else, and then they infuse the enemy attacks. And as you can see from the pause screen, our main goal is to research all the monoliths and then survive 28 waves of these attacks. So right now we're just going to focus on the monoliths and just surviving, kind of thinking that in second nature. So each particular colored object has a specific goal. So the green is the garden, which supplies the kitchen. The kitchen supplies the quarters to build new minions. And so green, and then yellow, and then orange. Blue are the weapon regions. The light blue is your energy thing that's going to be used to build and construct everything else. And now that this is open, we can put some guys to research. And we might want to build another defense place. Actually, let's put 2 guys in defense in the meantime, just to be prepared. So, and then finally the pink region as another energy source, and you're going to have to go by these pink objects floating in the region. So these guys are going to be researching. As you can see, there's a little research in action. But the thing is, the enemy attacks are going to go straight for those researchers. So you want to get them into defense before the enemy attackers come. So we were quite a bit of ways in. That was like wave 11. So this is more of the starter intro. This is only wave 3, just like the basic building blocks of your initial base, where you have one of each type of room to help build out our base. But we still always have the same goal. And you just got to appreciate the minimalistic design, which still has a deluxe 3D stylized effects to it. So you can see the guys are working on their little food service aspects. So while they're working, we can always continue to build out our base, like so. And they can be ready to construct on this right away. So we have another minion to place, so you can go into construction. And we're going to try to reach this monolith. And you start building the corridor outwards. So now let's go back the other way. Because also you got to take advantage of these pieces that you have. So you don't want to waste them. Like these long 4-block pieces you want to use as your corridor whenever you can. And then more condensed squares you want to use for your various other aspects. So let's go do some more construction. And that should be able to get us to that monolith like so. And the entire time the red meter keeps marching forward for that next enemy wave. And you need to be prepared to send your guys right into defensive position. So it's always wise to have one person ready in defense, so the other ones aren't to kind of scampering back while the enemies are coming in, and they can just blast away those minions before they even get into position. And so the minions, you want them to always be working no matter what, because if you're not, you're simply wasting time. And so it's a constant balance. You're always working on something. Just extending out. You have a few goals in mind always. They got rid of that one. Still have all 4 minions. Picking on the guys that don't have weapons. And so now we've reached the monolith. And with that in mind, see this construction guy? We can drag him over and research. I already showed a bit of that. But that's the main key of the game. We can send these 2 defense guys back into construction to build a new weapon room. And of course we want to keep extending our way over to this monolith as well, and we want to extend back to get some more extracting materials like so. So the construction guys will go to work on that. Let's remove this because it's just taking up space. It's already depleted that one resource, and that guy's researching. And then we'll put in another weapon room. It's always tough to decide where to put these exact places because it's going to play a big role the rest of the game. So we want to put it close to this research spot so that way they can continue researching to the last minute that this red energy wave is going to come. So with that in mind, we'll put it right here because you can always remove them later. And so they'll construct on it, we'll have guys researching at the same time, and at the last minute we can dive them back into the weapons room. And this is essentially what you have to expect from Rymdkapsel. Complex name, minimalistic game that has surprising complexities in the real-time strategy, and we hope you enjoyed our Apple and Apps in action video and have a good idea of what to expect. Also, this game is $3.99 and universal for all iOS devices. Talk to you next time.